You may remember last week that viral Toronto Star op-ed from PhD student at the University of Toronto, Craig Damian Smith, about refugees in the air show. Simply put, his position is that the air show in Toronto should be banned because, well, refugees are going to be traumatized by warplanes flying overhead, by the evidence of the military, by loud noises. Now, at the root of it, it was pretty apparent that his issue was just that he didn't like the air show, and that's fine, no one has to like it. But he was invoking the refugee issue because he thought that would make it much more saleable to have it banned. Now, I didn't realize that this was such a widespread belief among social justice warriors. In fact, the response to that column was quite swift. People saying, yes, ban it, it has no place. It's all about military bravado. It doesn't actually do anything. There's no point to it. And essentially, the crux of this is that they think that Canadians who like the air show, hundreds of thousands across the country every year, that their rights are secondary to those that might not like the loud bangs or whooshes or see the planes overhead. Now, air shows are not for everyone, I realize that, but they are popular, they bring in a lot of money, and more importantly, they celebrate innovation, they celebrate technology, they celebrate a lot of advancements that we as a country should be proud of.
Do you guys want to see what happens when somebody calls Hillary out on mainstream media for being the liar that she is, and then begins to mention the fact that WikiLeaks accurately exposes her as a person who says one thing and does another? Well, then check this out.
What do you think Donald Trump needs to do to come out on top?
Well, on the character issue, the public, two-thirds or more of the public know that Hillary Clinton's a liar. She can't be trusted, and now the two faces of Hillary Clinton are coming out. The fact, through WikiLeaks, that she says one thing.
Oh, no. All right, let's see if we can get Congressman Collins back. Obviously, we just lost his satellite feed. That sucks.
Oh, no. Yeah, what a coincidence that the hard truth was being broadcast to the American people, and technical difficulties just happened to occur before any more damning truth could be disseminated. I know, all you Hillary supporters think this is just a coincidence, and that I'm making something out of nothing. Dang conspiracy theorist. So it's probably also a coincidence that this is the same guy that admitted that the mainstream media couldn't help Hillary any more than they have, and that they, the media, are the biggest ones promoting her campaign.
Doing what they call in politics freezing pockets, because the donors are giving her money thinking she's going to run. That means they're not going to have available money for other candidates if she doesn't, and I don't think she's going to give it to them.
She's on her way to deciding.
We'll see.
About deciding.
We couldn't help her any more than we have.
I know.
You know what I mean? She's got just a free ride so far from the media. We're the biggest ones promoting her campaign. We couldn't help her any more than we have.
I know.
You know what I mean? She's got just a free ride so far from the media. We're the biggest ones promoting her campaign.
Huh. A network that claims to bring you unbiased journalism admits to being one of the biggest promoters of the Clinton campaign? Let me remind all you mainstream yahoos out there that journalism's job is to speak truth to power, not sit at its table, refill its glass, and laugh at its jokes. Journalists are to be impartial, not accommodating, and certainly not the biggest ones promoting any candidate's campaign. CNN is admitting here that not only are they not impartial, this media giant is giving Hillary a free ride. And you, my fellow Americans, should feel betrayed by this. Because you put your trust in these media whores to bring you the truth, and they betray you by dodging truth, shutting down dissenting voices, manipulating the narrative, and flat out deceiving you guys. And for all of you who still think this is conspiratorial thinking, that there's no agenda, and that this is all a huge coincidence, I leave you with a couple more examples. Remember this satellite feed malfunction back in 2012 when an active duty soldier said that bringing the troops home is exactly what Americans need to do?
Some Republicans out there have been saying that Ron Paul would be very dangerous for this country because he wants to bring troops like you back from your post from all over the world.
Well, I think it would be even more dangerous to start nitpicking wars with other countries. Someone like Iran, Israel is more than capable.
We just lost our connection, unfortunately.
How convenient again to lose connection when the guy is speaking the truth about our destructive and expensive interventionist foreign policy. Oh, and look who it is experiencing that difficulty again. Good old CNN. How about this example, where reporter Brianna Keeler is cut off as she begins to accurately describe Hillary's corruption and vulnerabilities.
remember, Hillary Clinton has some vulnerabilities herself, even as she calls for criminal justice reform because of her support in the 1990s for anti-crime legislation that ultimately helped contribute to this era of mass incarceration that she now speaks out again.
We just lost Breonna Keeler, who was in Springfield, Illinois, where Hillary Clinton just spoke.
CNN again. Here's an example where at a Trump rally, Frank Vick, a Trump-supporting black guy, calls BS on the media's promotion of race baiting and says we gotta stop all the racist stuff. Look what this network chooses to do.
With some Trump supporters, let's play what they said.
David Duke and people like that, they come out from under the rocks all the time around this time this year. It got nothing to do with Donald Trump. We're all Americans. I think we need to stop with all the racist stuff and the race baiting. Like me and my friend right here, we just met today, we was talking. You know, we got to stop with the racist stuff and this, that. We all Americans, man. And nobody paying David Duke no mind.
Clearly, let me just be clear here. Obviously, the majority of Donald Trump supporters are not African American. I don't know how many African.
Your name is your identity. It's something you're supposed to take pride in and feel ownership of. But when teachers, coworkers, and friends constantly screw it up and don't even try to get it right, that can really change how someone feels about their place in the world. So we decided to talk to a few people that have firsthand experience with this.
My name is Rekha Shankar. Not Rika, not Rekha, and definitely not Rachel.
My name is Wanjiko, so that's like a number one, and a letter G, and co like company in one word, so Wanjiko.
My name is Momo Pujay, not Momor Paye, not Mumo Pujay, not Mamu. It's Momo Pujay. It's so simple.
My name is Mamadou, not Armadillo, not Marmaduke, not Mumu, not Mumam. Mamadou.
If you want to say my name correctly, it's Maritza Montañez, but you can just say Maritza Montañez. And that's the anglicized, easy version that you should be able to say.
People mispronounce my name 7 days a week.
In 6th grade, my English teacher mispronounced my name for an entire year.
An open mic is just like Matt, Jim, Matt, then Mumo. This is like, get the out of here.
So I have to introduce myself with a little mnemonic, like, I'm Rekha, you know, like rake, as in the thing for leaves. And I still get my name mispronounced, even with the mnemonic.
When somebody actually gives me that question, like, hey, am I saying this correctly? Immediately I want to marry them.
I just be like, oh, they said Maritza. That's so exciting.
That's how low the bar is. That's how many people have mispronounced my name and didn't care about it.
So there's a bunch of different types of mispronouncers.
There's the gracious mispronouncer, somebody who's trying their best and is going to keep trying.
And if everyone did that, oh, it'd be great. We'd all be in such a better place.
There's the mumblers that kind of start and then trail off into the distance.
Maritza?
Like the Doppler effect.
They're begging for you to like, hey, please, let's work something out.
Then there's the nicknamers. There are two types of people who are nicknamers. The people that'll give you a shortened version of your name, like, hey, mama, that's not my name. And the people that'll give you an English version of your name, like, hey, Martin, is like, I didn't have a dream.
I had a tennis teacher once that was like, Rekha, I'm just gonna call you Rachel. Thanks, other parent.
You don't get to assign me a nickname. That's not how it works.
Look after working communities in this country, and it's given all of that up in favour of an open door to Southern and Eastern Europe.
But isn't that racist?
I don't think it is, no. I don't think it is. I don't think it can be deemed as such in any way. I mean, we've never in our history had a complete open door, and now we have one to 485 million people. I don't think in terms of common sense that really adds up.
But if you are a racist, according to the Oxford English Dictionary, it means that you are showing the belief that a particular race is superior to another. And presumably, if you're saying that British people should have jobs above East Europeans, you're suggesting that they're superior. And as a result, that's racist.
Well, actually, this is a big argument in London amongst the Afro-Caribbean community, 50% of whom's youngsters haven't got jobs. And that same survey that was done recently showed over 60% of the settled ethnic minorities in this country also believe we've got to have some degree of control. So this crosses all boundaries within this country.
OK, but you're getting bogged down in the figures again. And as I said, remember what happened to Mr. Clegg when he did that. Yeah. I've given you the definition of racist.
Well, yeah.
You told me what you thought about the fact that British workers should have a superior chance of getting a job above European workers, whether they're from Eastern Europe or whatever. And that is quite simply a racist comment.
No, it isn't. It is the job of a British government, firstly, to defend the realm, and secondly, to put the interests of the people that live in this country first. That's what we should be doing, and I'm afraid we've turned our backs on that over the course of the last few years, which has led to much, much unhappiness among millions of families.
What should happen to East Europeans who are working here at the moment?
Well, there are many, of course, that have come here and done incredibly well. There are others that have come here and haven't done incredibly well. What is for certain is that if you have an oversupply in the labour market, particularly the unskilled labour market, you force down wages and you make it much harder, particularly for school leavers, to get their foot on the rung of the labour market.